Got our tomatoes in there, all perfect and laid out. We got one purple onion cut up, and we're gonna spread that out. You don't have to put the whole onion, sometimes it overpowers it, so I kind of just cut it up and then put it to what looks good. That looks good right there. So my friends love when I make this. They always tell me this is bringing a little south back to them here on the West Coast. So my store also didn't have fresh basil, so we're gonna go ahead and use this basil paste and just put a couple dollops here and there. It's kind of like the Italian twist to this dish. They like to make bruschetta. This is like a big bruschetta pie. That's what I told my friend when I learned this recipe. So there's something about the basil and the tomato and the onion that's just delicious. I wanted some fresh herbs, so we got some Italian parsley. So we're just gonna cut that up and give it that fresh greenness that we need. The basil's on there, it smells fresh even though it's in a paste form. It still smells delicious, but I just wanna add that good extra freshness to it. So just cut some up, not too much. My friends that eat this, they actually like the Italian parsley on there. Just adds an extra little flavor. So not too much, that looks good. So we're just gonna put this to the side. And now you're gonna need half a bag of mild cheddar. Put that in there. This is one of those cheese dishes. You know I love my cheese. This is a big bag of Italian style 6-blend cheeses. The original recipe calls for mozzarella, so you could use mozzarella or you could just go above and beyond and add all these extra cheeses. So just eyeball it. If you have the small bag, you know it's good. This is my favorite mayonnaise. Calls for 1 cup, so it's actually this whole container. So I had to find a small enough utensil to go in there. And I know this looks really gross. A lot of people, when I do this or I tell them the recipe, they're like, what? I said the same thing when I first learned this recipe. But something about all these ingredients together gives it its delicious, divine taste. So don't knock it before you try it. Go ahead and try it once, and then you'll agree with me that there is a reason for this mayonnaise. And really, if you think about it, mayonnaise is just egg and oil, so it's just everything all in one. So we want to mix that up. Get that all mixed up. I know, like I said, it seems different, but you'll see why. Something soothing about mixing mayonnaise and cheese. So we got that all mixed up, and that's ready to go. We're gonna bring our pie back. We wanna make sure we season it really good before we put everything on there. So we got our salt, little Himalayan salt. You could put garlic powder too. You could choose not to use salt if you're watching your sodium. We got our black pepper, lots of black pepper. I love my pepper. And this is a great dish if you got some vegetarian friends coming over. This really sits well with them. They really give this high reviews. If you have vegan friends, you can kind of alternate the ingredients and make it more vegan, like they have a vegan cheese and mayonnaise. So we're gonna put this on top, and we're probably gonna get the bigger spoon to scoop this out. You wanna make sure you layer this on the top, and you'll see why. Like when this cooks all up, this just adds this just cheesy goodness, and it crisps up on the pie, and it gives it that crispy crust. So you're going to use all your cheese mix because you want it to get in every little crack and cranny in there. But you also want to kind of keep those vegetables underneath. You know, let that element of surprise when you cut this open. Almost done. Almost done. Got to make it pretty. Got to be fancy for my friends. Look at how pretty. Oh, I'm telling you, this dish is so delicious. So that looks perfect. We're gonna go and splurge and add a little extra Parmesan so it can crisp up. Put that on there. When this comes out and it's all golden brown, it melts in with that pie crust. It just creates this like delicious crust, and you got the tomatoes and everything in there. So that looks good. We've got our oven preheating at 325. We're gonna put this in there for about 45 minutes, and then when it's done, we're gonna cut into this so you can see how delicious this is. So this is fresh out of the oven. It's cooled a little bit. We had it at 45 minutes at 325 degrees. This looks divine. Look at all that cheese, the crust. Let's cut into this. Ooh, this looks so good. So cheesy, smells delicious. See how we get this out here. We want to make sure we get all that goodness. Just go in there, go for it. You might lose a little bit. Ah, we got everything. Look at that. Look at all that tomato, that cheese, that Parmesan. I gotta try this. You get the crust from the cheese, the tomatoes, the onion, the parsley, the basil. This is a really good vegetarian option. This is delicious. You gotta try this out.